Ball to the shortstop. Mason Wynn is going to have to unload quickly. He does. Picked out of the dirt by Burleson. De La Cruz and the Reds are out in the first, and the Cardinals are coming up.
This is Cardinals broadcaster John Rooney. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is for the people of Missouri, in good times and in bad. They're for Missouri families and Missouri communities. And when Missouri weather rips through our state,
complimentary high-speed internet access, and $20 towards a great pregame or postgame meal at Zinnia Bar and Grill. Grand Slam ticket packages start at $199. Book yours today at MarriottSt.LouisGrand.com. That's MarriottSt.LouisGrand.com. Proud hotel partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Cardinals baseball. KMOX.
Right-hander Brady Singer was traded from the Kansas City Royals to the Reds for second baseman Jonathan India and left fielder Joey Weimer. He pitches against the Cardinals tonight and throws strike one to left-handed batting Brendan Donovan. Singer lost to the Cardinals. That was on April the 30th. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. He gave up a home run to Mason Wynn. And with the foul ball, it's 2 strikes on Donovan. Singer was the winner Saturday against Detroit. 1 earned run, a hit batter, 4 hits, covering 6 innings and 96 pitches. He pitches low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here on Brendan. Donovan followed by Wynn, then Burleson. The windup, the pitch. That sinks outside and low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Or 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Brendan Donovan is back in the lineup. He played in one of the games of the doubleheader yesterday. He's 0 for his last 6. The pitch. Taken low. 3-2 after an 0-2 count.
Singer has a very fast delivery. He's very quick with his lower half, and one of the things that's been interesting about him is the low number of strikeouts over the past 4 or 5 games, and some folks are concerned about that.
Here's a ground ball, and it's fielded by Steer, the first baseman. He takes it to the bag, 3 unassisted. 1 down in the Cardinal first inning, and a game brought to you by Budweiser, official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser. Enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment.
There's more to pitching well than just getting strikeouts, although that is an indicator of your stuff and kind of your dominance. But, you know, he's a tough guy. He was the best pitcher in all of college baseball last year at University of Florida and a first-round pick for the Royals. So he kind of been a can't-miss prospect all the way along.
Here's Mason Wynn. Wynn has a home run off Singer. And the pitch goes outside. Trevino fires the ball back to the mound as the Reds are wearing the red gray uniforms. Red caps. They have the blue bills. The Cardinals in the City Connect uniforms with the red jerseys and white pants. The pitch, a strike called. That caught the outside corner. Singer is starting for the 3rd time against the Cardinals. He's 0-2 against them with a 4.0 ERA. A bounding ball to the second baseman, and that goes under the glove of McLean. He picks it up, throws high, but in time. Mason Wynn is out 4-3. Donovan is grounded out to the right side, so has Wynn.
You know, Mason Wynn was not running to first base on that. He'd have been safe had he ran, and I'm sure that's going to be a conversation with Stubby Clapp or Pop Warner, somebody on the Cardinals side will have that conversation with him, as he just assumed that ball was going to be caught, and, you know, sometimes you can't assume it.
Burleson looks at a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. And that's been a trademark of this team,
right?
Running everything out, no matter how cold or no matter how hot it is outside. And it's hot and humid here in downtown St. Louis. 89 degrees. 6:16 for our first pitch. Ball 2 goes inside to Burleson.
I always thought for years it was an advantage for the Cardinals that when it can be hot, very hot here, obviously, in downtown St. Louis, even more so when it was to AstroTurf. But the other teams come in here, they didn't like it.
Burleson checks his swing, looks at a strike.
And if you're used to it and you can kind of recognize that everybody's kind of in a bad mood about having to play in the humidity here, that you can kind of use that as your advantage.
Here's the windup and Singer's next pitch. Burleson bounces that foul, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Cardinal first baseman tonight, as Arenado and Contreras are getting a break from the lineup. All right-handed bats available off the bench, including Jose Barrero and Joel Pozo, both figuring prominently in the doubleheader sweep yesterday. Pozo drove in what proved to be the winning run in the opener, and Barrero made a game-saving catch. Here's a check swing, a pitch down and in, and a 3-2 count on Alec Burleson, who's on a 7-game hitting streak, 13 out of 30, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He has walked once during that streak. And here's Singer with the sign, the pitch on the way, and that's guided to right center field. That ball's going to get down and go all the way to the track, all the way to the wall. Burleson digs for second. He's in standing with a 2-out double. And now an 8-game hitting streak.
And another hit with 2 strikes on a nice, easy swing from Alec Burleson. That was an off-speed pitch. He went down to get it and just drove the baseball. He doesn't have to have a big swing to hit the ball hard. And he found that gap in right center. If Mason Wynn would have been on first base, it's 1-0 Cardinals.
Now Nolan Gorman. Gorman coming in, 5 hits in his last 23 at-bats with a homer and 3 RBIs. See if he can pick up Burleson with a 2-out run. Gorman swings and foul tips it into the catcher's mitt. Gorman 1 for his last 4, 5 out of his last 23 with a homer, 3 RBIs. De La Cruz plays behind the runner at second, Burleson, and the pitch is inside, raising his arms out of the way. Gorman has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. We have the lights on. They won't take effect for a while. Shadows have worked their way to the infield and all the way to the left field area. The pitch by Singer, and that's fouled off the catcher, Trevino. The home plate umpire, Dan Isanya, that is going to give the catcher a moment to try to shake that off. The inning started with a ground out by Donovan. Wynn bounced the ball to second. The ball went off McLean's glove, but by the time Matt McLean recovered, he had time to throw out Mason Wynn at first base. And then Burleson doubled to the gap in right center field with the ball just shooting off his bat as he caught the pitch with the sweet spot.
That foul tip caught Jose Trevino flush in the face with the swing of Gorman.
1 ball, 2 strikes on the Cardinal third baseman, cleanup batter tonight. Singer's pitch, high for a ball, 2-2. One thing, the Cardinals are making Singer throw some pitches here in the first inning. He's closing in on 20. And he had 2 outs on ground outs. There's a swing and a foul. The count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gorman, who is from Phoenix, Arizona, 25 years old. Batting .220. He has 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, 8 doubles and a triple. And getting a chance to log a few more at-bats. Burleson leads at second. The pitch. Gorman swings and strikes out. We played 1, no score.
Rawlings, the #1 baseball brand worldwide and the mark of a pro since 1887.
Here we go. This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those 2 socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? My 2 red socks, because, there's 2 here.
others talk sports, we live Cardinals baseball. 104.1 FM KMOX. Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM.
Andre Pallante put up a 0 in the first inning, and he goes after Tyler Stevenson. Stevenson didn't play against the Cardinals late April, early May over in Cincinnati. He hits the first pitch in the air off to the right, and that's out of play. Strike one. Stevenson was out with a left oblique strain, suffered late in spring training. He was out March 26th through May the 2nd. He has some power, 6 home runs, 24 RBIs, batting .254. A catcher and a DH. Tall, strong right-handed batter. Looks at a pitch inside from Pallante. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevenson, Steer, and Benson as the Reds bat in the second inning. A 0-0 game at Busch Stadium on a Friday night in downtown St. Louis. The pitch is swung on and missed. That was a slider.
Sure was. So the slider's been good, and the curveball. That just sets up the sinker to get a lot of ground ball outs because they're going to be a little more defensive about that. They're going to be kind of wary of the breaking pitches, and they often don't hit them as hard when you've got 3 or 4 pitches in play.
It's a deep, balanced infield behind Pallante for Tyler Stevenson. And the pitch to Stevenson, curve low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stevenson, at 28 years old, turned pro out of high school in Georgia. He rocks the bat back and forth, standing deep in the box. The left field corner is unguarded for the right-handed batter, who takes just off the outside corner. That could have been strike 3. Pallante wanted the call, so did the Cardinal bench over in the first base dugout. 3-2 on Stevenson. The pitch by Pallante. A swing and a high fly ball, rather deep right center. Scott has lots of room, waits for it to come down, and has it. With that, let's pause for a station ID here on the Cardinals Network, powered by Gray Bar.
Skip the drive-thru line. Your favorite coffee house flavors are ready anytime with Prairie Farms' new barista-style single-served iced coffees, now at your local retailer. Visit prairiefarms.com.
KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood.
Along with Ricky Horton, Mike Claiborne, our producer-engineer Jim Jackson, I'm John Rooney at Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. The Cardinals and Reds play the first of a 3-game series. No score in the second. Here's a curveball that slipped out of Pallante's hand and misses high to Spencer Steer. Steer is out of the University of Oregon, 27 years old. 2 for 10 against Pallante with a walk and 4 strikeouts. Pallante with the abbreviated wind in the pitch and a foul ball. That goes off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pallante lost to the Reds on April 28th. It's the first time the Reds have put a loss on Pallante. It was 5-1 against them with a 2.18 ERA. Andre has pitched in 17 games against the Reds, and this is start number 7. The windup and the 1-1 pitch. Steer couldn't hold up on a pitch in the dirt, and on the appeal, it is a strike. Shop Miller Furniture's half-price sale now through July the 8th. Customers can take half off their in-stock purchase, plus select custom orders. Visit MillerFurniture.com where you can learn more, and Mark Miller would love to hear from you. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. The windup, the pitch by Pallante, and that's lined to third and caught by Gorman. Steer lines out. And trying to put the ball in play, Ricky, that was a defensive swing, and Steer just guided the ball, pulling it right to the third baseman.
In his kitchen, so he didn't hit it that hard. Interesting, only 1 ground ball through the first 5 batters. That's a little unusual for Pallante, who leads the National League in ground ball percentage and in actual ground ball outs, and so that's typically what he's going to do, but we've had a couple of, we had a fly out, a couple of pop-ups, and a strikeout, and just the 1 ground ball so far.
Ball 1 down and in to Will Benson, the left fielder. Benson has driven in 20 runs. He has 6 homers, batting at .230. He's a left-handed batter deep in the box. The pitch by Pallante is taken a little bit low.
The times we've seen Benson, he is either a guy you can't get out or a guy that can't get a hit. There's like kind of no in-between for him. He does have a high hit percentage, one of the best in the National League, at 59%.
He fouls one off his foot, and boy, he comes limping out of the batter's box, running up the third base line, as that one smarted with the ball going all the way past the first base bag. 2-1 on Benson, and Benson is 5 for his last 21.
Ouch.
He has 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 5 runs batted in during that stretch, and it's going to take a moment to try to walk off the sting of that foul ball.
That was right off the big toe, and that's the one thing I'm hoping that Brendan Donovan doesn't do in the next several weeks, because that's what he's been dealing with.
Will Benson, batting 6th, playing left field. Still trying to get some feeling back in that foot, and tells the home plate umpire, Dan Asanya, that we're set to go. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. The outfielders play straight up. The wind-up, the 2-1. A swing and a miss, 2-2. And Benson looked a little iffy striding on that swing.
Balance wasn't good, was it?
No, it wasn't. That was a sinker to the inside corner. On 2-2. Nobody on, 2 outs. Palante's pitch. Benson hits a foul ball back to the screen. Now Sonny Gray going tomorrow. Chase Petty, 0-2, will pitch for the Reds. 12:20 for our pregame show. 105. Ricky will not be here tomorrow. Mike Claiborne's going to have the lineups. I'll bring you the first pitch around 1:15. The pitch inside. And Benson tumbles in front of home plate, getting out of the way, 3-2. Benson has to be thinking, really? After the foul ball off the foot, the inside pitch. That was the drop and roll after the inside pitch that almost hit him. Now on 3-2. Palante into the windup. The pitch to Benson. Ground ball right side to Burley. Burleson takes it to the bag. 3 unassisted. 6 up, 6 down for Palante. And on to the bottom of the second. No score.
We wanted to introduce something new. And then working in some of our past and what the past can look like in the future. I think our players absolutely love it, and our fans, we think they'll learn to love it, especially if you can win in it. You know, that kind of solves everything.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Cards on 104.1 FM.
Thomas Sajaci is the leadoff batter for the Cardinals. That's right, he's back. Sajaci, back from Memphis.
Feel like we need to reintroduce him.
After Ivan Herrera went on the IL with a hamstring injury. Strike one from Brady Singer to Sajaci, facing Singer for the first time. Last played in a major league game, April 27th against Milwaukee. Sajaci takes high and wide for a ball. While at Memphis, he hit .317 with 5 home runs and drove in 24. It's his 15th big league game this year. He's batting .341 with a homer he hit in Boston. A swing and a miss, and he tried to leave earth with that swing.
Kind of the odd man out at the time, and I know a lot of folks were like, man, why are we getting rid of him? But the fact is the Cardinals needed somebody with a little more versatility defensively than Sajaci, who, he can flat out hit.
There's a ground ball past the pitch. No, off the pitcher, and Singer has no play. Sajaci has a hit literally off the pitcher. Thought that might go past Singer's leg, but it hit him. And then in trying to rush toward the plate to pick up the ball, there was no play by the time Singer got a grip on the baseball.
Always found that guys who are good hitters, high average guys, and Sajaci won a batting title at Double-A. He's one of those guys. He just hits. They find ways to get hits. I mean, infield hits, bloop hits. Of course, they get their hits that are hard too, but they just have a knack for finding holes. Burleson's like that.
Lars Nootbaar takes inside. First pitch, sinker down by the left foot, ball one. An easy take for Nootbaar. Nootbaar hit a home run that helped seal the deal in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. That was his 9th home run of the year. And he looks at a pitch for a strike, 1-1. Nootbaar's gone 0 for 2 with a walk facing Singer, the former Kansas City right-hander. Singer checks on first base. Sajaci has a lead. He's not going anywhere. And the pitch, low for a ball. A check swing by Nootbaar. 2-1. With the Cardinals scoring 8 runs yesterday, I hope you got that 60-cent drink today at On the Run. A lead at first base for Sajaci. Throw over there, and he's back in ahead of the tag by Steer. The day after the Cardinals score 6 runs, swing by On the Run. Grab your favorite drinks for only 60 cents throughout the entire season. They have your bases covered. It's on and On the Run.
Sajaci can run.
He leads at first. Good lead over there. A swing, and there's a foul ball straight back by Nootbaar, 2-2. Stopped by On the Run today, and they were loading up on those 60-cent drinks today. A lot of people heading out of town, going on vacation.
Love it.
Summertime is closing in. It sure feels like it out there tonight. A swing and a foul by Nootbaar. He's getting better swings right now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's certainly, he had that one game where he didn't get a hit, and the offer continued, but he had 3 really good at-bats in that game, and walks have followed, some hits have followed. So I think he's definitely trending in the right direction. And that comes with balance, seeing the ball better, and also being a little more selective, too, at the right pitch to hit.
Runner at first, nobody out. The 2-2 pitch. A swing, and Nootbaar strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Singer. Here's Jordan Walker. Walker's batting .219, 3 home runs, 23 RBIs. Walker has a 5-game hitting streak going, 6 out of 19. Couple of walks, 3 RBIs during that stretch, and 7 strikeouts. The pitch by Singer is taken right there down the middle, strike 1. Walker had a couple of called third strikes in the doubleheader yesterday. At one time with the bases loaded. The pitch by Singer. Slider outside for a ball.
I think the book on Walker is he doesn't swing at pitches at the first pitch very often. So they throw him a lot of fastballs that I think he can hit and he takes. And then he'll start chasing the breaking pitches later in the count.
Now the pitch, a swing and a slowly hit ground ball to short. The only play is at first, and De La Cruz just throws him out. Close call. Walker is just out at first base. And for the second consecutive inning, the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Jordan made that very, very close. And De La Cruz has one of those cannons, too. The Cardinals shortstop, as we know, has a cannon in Mr. Wynn. But De La Cruz, just like him, he can throw the baseball.
Here is Pedro Pages. 5 home runs, 22 RBIs for Pedro. Singer's pitch, just off the outside corner.
Love the way Pages gets those hits to right field. I think he's going to be trying to do that here.
Playing way off the bag at first, Steer. Pages takes a strike on the inside corner from Singer. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think Singer and the first baseman, Steer, agree with you. That's why Steer is so far off the bag. But a little later swing, he could definitely score the run Sajaci from second on a ball hit inside the first base bag.
4 assists by the right fielder, Fraley. He's got the most of their outfielders.
Fraley is in right, Friedel in center, Benson in left. Benson plays off the left field line. And there's a swing and a miss. Sweeper, and wasn't even close for Pages, who steps out of the batter's box and right back in. He faces up with the pitcher at 11 seconds. Batter has to do that by 8 seconds on the clock. The pitch by Singer, outside. Came right back with the same pitch, and Pages did not chase it. 2-2, and the runner at second is Thomas Sajaci. He reached on an infield hit. No score, bottom of the second inning. Ricky is getting ready for the third. The pitch, a swing and a miss. Pages strikes out. The third strikeout to this inning for Singer. And Ricky will have the third for you. No score.
At the crack of a bat, crack open a Bud. Budweiser is the official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. Baseball fans, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
Okay, I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs. And then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me. And then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
The voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM.
Top of the third inning, scoreless game. The Cardinals have 2 hits. The Reds do not have one yet, as they have the bottom of the order due up here. Trevino, Fraley, and McLean to face Andre Palante, the right-hander. And his first pitch is hit in the air, left side of the diamond. Coming in is the left fielder, Newpar, a few steps. And he one-hands it, and 1 pitch, 1 out as Jose Trevino flies out. And a good start here to the top of the third for Palante, who has retired 7 straight.
I was going to say, do not throw him a first-pitch fastball because he homered out Palante over in Cincinnati.
Ah, you remember that.
So he threw him the slider in the high pop-up medium left field, the end result.
Glad you were in on that pitchers meeting with Dusty Blake and Dean Kekeffer and Pages and Andre Palante. There's a swing and a miss, and a bat goes flying over towards the Cardinals dugout as it just came out of the hands of Jake Fraley. I believe he's going to need some more stickum. Yep. Oh, yeah. This is the old I need more stickum routine. We're seeing more and more of this, aren't we?
We are.
Kind of like, it's what you do in the on-deck circle, isn't it? You get all that sticky stuff on there. And, of course, what players in the old days used to do is you used to put it in the center of your bat, as much pine tar as you could, and it was caked on there. And then you would grab some from there and use that. Now it's a little more sophisticated and, frankly, less messy. But that was the George Brett pine tar situation because the pine tar was too far up on the bat, which was illegal. And that was quite a scene, if you remember that particular time. Swing and a miss at a cutter. And
he still got his home run, though. That was overturned, and then they picked up the game from where it left off at that point.
It was worth it to see him.
Went on to win. That was in New York.
He blew a gasket, though, didn't he?
Tim McClellan umpiring.
Yeah. The 0-2 pitch. Nice man, Tim McClellan. Curveball low, 1-2 to Fraley, who's hitting .235, has 5 homers, and he's the right fielder for the Reds. Reds bench has 4 guys from the right side. We'll tell you about that. You'll meet them as the series unfolds. Santiago Espinal, Connor Joe, Christian Encarnacio Strand is back. He was hurt when we were there last. Curveball low. And Garrett Hampson, a very fast player. Those are the 4 players they have on their bench. As this game unfolds, it'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals use their bullpen. Every pitcher pitched yesterday. It was a team effort. 2-2 pitch is grounded to short. Mason Wynn comes over, makes the play. He's so smooth, and his throw's always accurate. He gets Fraley, who runs well. And that's 2 outs here in the top of the third. On Wednesday, July 9th, the Cardinals host the Nationals. And 20,000 fans of all ages are going to take home a mystery rally chain. We've got one up here in the booth, a mystery rally chain. This is not a little chain. This is a big chain. And you can take home one of 2 unique designs. Details are at cardinals.com/promotions. I think I might have to wear that the entire game on the 9th. Swing and a base hit to right field. Matt McLain jumped on the first pitch he saw. And McLain has now hit in 8 straight games. Interesting, he only has 10 hits in those 8 games, so he is just basically getting a hit a game. Make that 9 hits in the last 8 games. So he's aboard, and he runs well. He has 11 stolen bases in 11 attempts. See if they test Pages here with 2 outs. And we're back to the top of the order in T.J. Friedl, who hit a soft liner to Nolan Gorman, who he could have caught that ball with his bare hands probably. Did not hit it hard. First pitch to him this time is a little outside, ball 1. Could have been, should have been a strike. Boy, both catchers are just holding the glove and in defiance of our home plate umpire, Dan Isanya. As he is as
Cardinal bench had something to say about that one, too.
Very narrow zone here. And that's really been both ways. Jose Trevino did the same thing last inning. Next delivery is a called strike at 93 from Palante. Palante making start number 15, 26-year-old. Who has pitched very well against the Cincinnati Reds in the past. Good lead by McLain, and will he go here? Nope, not going. The pitch is taken high, 2-1. Palante at one point had a lot of tells and a lot of slowness in his delivery, which was enabling teams to run wild on him. Whereas Pages has a very good arm. Not going. The pitch is a called strike 2, 2-2. With Gavin Lux to hit next. The Cardinals in the bottom half of the third will have Victor Scott the second and back to the top of the order, and Donovan and Wynn. That sounds like a run or two. Cardinals trying to slow down the Cincinnati Reds. Nice crowd here at Busch Stadium. Tons of people out there in the bleachers, and it is a hot one today. 2-2 pitch. There goes McLain. He stumbles, and it's grounded to second anyway, so he's going to be out. Donovan has it, throws him out, and McLain would have been thrown out by 20 feet because he about fell down on that stolen base attempt. But Friedl grounds out, and the inning comes to a close. And we go to the bottom of the third inning in a scoreless game at Busch Stadium.
More good news for Frederick Roofing, voted best roofing company by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. For Frederick Roofing, voted best roofing company by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof, Frederick Roofing.
314-645-2000.
The voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
A slider from Brady Singer catches the bottom part of the zone. Strike 1 to Victor Scott the second. And he leads off the bottom of the third inning, and he is hit by a pitch. My goodness, the Cardinals have been hit by more pitches. That's the 7th time that Victor Scott has been hit, and the Cardinals are getting hit, seems like every game. And we know that they're throwing the back foot slider to Victor Scott, and sometimes they hit him in the back foot, although that one hit his left knee. So he's aboard with a hit by pitch. He's not really limping too much, a little bit. Now he's stretching it out as he runs down towards first base, and we'll see if he wants to test Jose Trevino. So Scott is aboard for Brendan Donovan, who grounded out to first. There goes Victor. The throw is high, and a stolen base for Victor Scott. He didn't waste any time. Stolen base number 21 for Victor Scott. He's only been thrown out one time, and that one wasn't even close. Not a good throw by Trevino, but I think he rushed it. Victor has a great ability to hang on to the bag when he slides, too. He might go to third. There's a ground ball to short. De La Cruz comes to third and throws him out. How about that? That is some gutsy play by Ellie De La Cruz as Victor Scott is out 6-5 trying to advance from second base. The problem there was the ball was hit too hard by Brendan Donovan. So one out. And now a runner at first base. That's a bad trade as the Cardinals are concerned. And we'll see what Mason Wynn could do. Mason grounded out his first time. And he is hitting .252. As John mentioned, he has a home run against Singer in his career. And he hits that one sharply past the third baseman down the left field line. Donovan is streaking for third. And Mason Wynn goes into second with a stand-up double. The Cardinals are in business here. Runners at second and third, one out here in the third inning. Well hit by Mason Wynn. And I wonder about Mason Wynn, who wasn't exactly flying into second there either, if there may be something that he is taking it easy with. Perhaps, he has had back issues in the past, but he just rifled that ball into left field. So Alec Burleson will bat with runners at second and third with one out. The infield is back. And Singer checks both runners and delivers to Burleson. A swing and a miss, strike one. And we know we owe you a station ID. We'll get to it in a moment. Let's hope that Alec Burleson will lead us right into it in style. Burley has 26 RBIs, 7 big flies. The pitch to him is hit high in the air to center field. That's going to stay in the ballpark, but it's going to be deep enough to score Donovan from third and also advance Wynn, who is running well there to third base. 1-0 Cardinals on the sacrifice RBI for Alec Burleson. Cardinals get on the board first here in the third inning. And before Nolan Gorman bats, let's pause for station identification. You and your friends are listening to the Cardinals Radio Network, and it's powered by Gray Bar.
One Cardinal Way, where luxury living meets legacy baseball. Next level living with world-class amenities and unparalleled views of Busch Stadium. Find your new home at onecardinalway.com.
KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood.
Singer misses high and away, ball one to Gorman, who struck out his first time. 3 strikeouts so far for Singer. And the Cardinals now with a run on 3 hits. That's the score, 1-0 St. Louis. The pitch to Gorman is low. Score 2-for-1 Cardinal tickets this season when you purchase 8 or more gallons of gas at a participating Phillips 66 station using the Phillips 66 Fuel Forward app. Learn more at cardinals.com/Phillips66. 2-0 the count, hitters count. Now 3-0 as he's not really been close on any of these 3 deliveries to Nolan Gorman with Thomas Saggese in the on-deck circle.
The Cardinals penned a loss on Singer, getting 1 run on 2 hits over 6 innings in late April.
And the 3-0 pitch is high for a ball, and that was a strike. My goodness, how do you miss a 3-0 pitch? I'm telling you, the strike zone is really small in the early going here. Sometimes it loosens up a bit, and actually that sometimes creates problems because players get used to it being one way. And then you get that, hey, that wasn't a strike in the third inning, and then umpires get mad, and, well, you know the rest. Somebody gets fined.
That's fine.
It sure is. It is definitely a game of emotion. First and third, Saggese takes a strike on the outside corner. Thomas lined one off of the pitcher's legs, and it kind of carried him towards the catcher, and it was right in between pitcher and catcher, and Saggese was able to beat it out. Next pitch to him is outside, and it was his fastest sprint speed that he's had at the big league level, 29.5, getting down the line on that. So this guy can run. That's high-level speed for Saggese, who does not wear batting gloves. He's right up on the plate. Pitch to him is a grounded foul. Kind of an inside-out swing. Just chopped down at that ball and tried to cut it and hit it the other way. And that may be and intent because there is a huge area between first and second right now. I mean, there's not a person, like 80 feet of a hole there. That's it. I mean, the second baseman's almost behind the bag. The first baseman is holding Gorman on the bag. A lot of room there for Sajasi if he can hit a ground ball to the right side on the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes, and it's high, 2-2. A lot going on this homestand. The Cardinals and the Reds, and then the Cardinals and the Cubs. Excited about that. We'll tell you about the next homestand as we move along here. Next pitch is grounded foul to the right side. Actually, line foul.
He's exactly trying to do
that.
Yep.
That was that swing again, wasn't it? It's like he's trying to play Pepper.
Well, he was the player of the year in Double-A. Gordon Walker was player of the year at Double-A. Alec Burleson, a batting champion at Triple-A.
And Sajasi, the only person on the Cardinals starting lineup today, including the pitcher, that was not drafted by the Cardinals. And he takes a strike 3, and that was outside. Sajasi is punched out, and that ends the third inning. The Cardinals strand 2 runners, and we move to the top of the fourth inning, 1-0 Cardinals.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins,
or if you swap a jersey, one of the players on the National League, who would it be? Who would you pick?
Okay, so I got an Ohtani jersey last year, so
nice.
I'm gonna probably say Harper.
Maybe Judge. He's one of the greatest to play the game in the last 5, 6, 7 years, so it'd be cool to have his jersey.
Ellie's been fun to watch. Ellie'd be a cool one. I mean, his jersey would probably be too big for me. It'd probably go down to my knees.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Cardinals Care. Visit cardinals.com/CC auctions to bid and learn more.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Top of the fourth, 1-0 Cardinals. Andre Palante back to work. Gavin Lux is ready from the left side. He's right up on the plate. His bat is right on his shoulder. Then he lifts it, and he takes a breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. Well, we had our every ballpark has a race, and we had our race. And in between innings, the Baconator is part of our race. Captain Cornelius, and who else do we have? We have Sweet Bessie. She wins a lot. There's a hard hit ball to second, and it eats up Donovan. Bounces away towards right field. That's going to be a base hit for Lux, who hit that ball sharply. That was a do-or-die play for Donovan, who stuck his glove down, stuck his face in it, but couldn't make the play. But Jim said in between innings that he thought that the Baconator, who came in last place, must have pulled a hamstring. That's what he said.
That was given an error.
No, that's not an error.
An E4, really?
I'd
like to see the score get in the way of that one.
Yeah, I think that should be a hit, but we'll see. Lux is aboard. I usually represent the other side on that, by the way. There's a swing and a foul.
The way we've seen some things scored this year,
oh, yeah,
that's a hit.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, it's hardly do they ever rule an error on anything anymore, it seems like. E4. No. And the way you called it, do or die?
Yeah.
That was right at his feet.
Yeah. And it was hit sharply, too. De La Cruz often hits the ball sharply, and he takes a pitch high. He has 16 homers and 50 RBIs. This guy is a force. He makes a few errors wherever you put him. There's talk about him someday being a center fielder more than a shortstop. We'll see what happens there. Next pitch, a curveball, and that's a strike at the top of the zone. 1-2. De La Cruz is 0 for his last 11. He's not probably going to hit into a double play unless he smokes one right to Mason Wynn on one hop. Lux takes his lead. He's probably not going to go. He doesn't, and the pitch is grounded to second, and it's Donovan to second for one. On to first, and he's safe at first. Very close play at the bag as De La Cruz was able to beat that out, and Donovan and Wynn did everything they could do to turn that into a double play. He was flying down the line. So Lux is forced at second base. If you're planning a trip to St. Louis, let's see, where might you be coming from? How about Bloomington, Illinois, where our featured station is at WJBC? You can go to ExploreSt.Louis.com, find out all the cool things happening in St. Louis. A lot to see in St. Louis. De La Cruz loves to run. 21 stolen bases for him. And he draws a throw back safely. Victor Scott just stole his 21st base to tie him in the third inning. I'm betting De La Cruz not having that. It'll be fun to watch Pages throw here. Yeah, I think it's going to happen in a 1-0 game with Stevenson at the plate. The pitch to him is high, and the Cardinals, I think, called a pitch out there.
That's what it looked like.
Pages jumped out of his position on a pitch that was up and away. So it's 1-0 on Stevenson. De La Cruz looks like he wants to go, not going, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Stevenson chased a high one there. So next homestand, the 8th homestand of the year, which begins on July 8th. The Cardinals take on the Nationals for 3 days. And then they take on the Braves, July 11th, 12th, and 13th. The Nationals 8, 9, and 10. And the next pitch to Stevenson is high. Throw to first base, and they got him. They picked him off. Pages to Burleson. And straying off the bag was Elly De La Cruz. The Reds say, hold on a minute, but I think he was out.
They say play on.
They do. Great timing between Burleson and Pages. Pages was pointing towards the Cardinals' dugout, and I think somebody in the dugout called that. And then he responded, and he told Pages, and then Pages threw it there. That's kind of how that works. Wow, that was fun. Pick off 2-3, 2 outs. Stevenson taps one foul. So the 8th, 9th, and 10th. On the 9th, it's going to be Mystery Cardinals Rally Chain, which we talked about this inning. And in the July 11th game will be Military Appreciation Night. And you're going to get a tumbler that night. And then also on the 9th is Friday night live at Budweiser Terrace. That's becoming very popular. There's a pitch low. $5 beer, $5 hot dogs, $6 margaritas. So bring your dollars to that one. And then on Saturday the 12th, it'll be a Christian Day at the ballpark. I'll be a part of that, presented by the Greater St. Louis Fellowship of Christian Athletes, with Mike Matheny coming to speak to a crowd. And so you can go to cardinals.com/Christian Day to get tickets for that. A lot going on at the ballpark, really every homestand. Great promotional items, great theme nights. But you won't want to miss Mike Matheny. 3-2 the count on Stevenson with 2 outs. And here comes the next delivery. It's grounded towards third on 2 hops. Gorman has it, and he throws out Stevenson, and the inning comes to a close. A little promising there for a bit for the Reds, but they put up a 0. We're on to the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 Cardinals.
Looking for more tractor?
If we don't score here, I might have to switch sports. Panicking won't turn a pop-up into a home run. Just like stressing about tickets won't get us better seats. What about the unhinged prices? They're ridiculous fees. That's why I use Game Time. On Game Time, prices actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch, even up to 60% off. And with the Game Time guarantee, I know our tickets are legit. I did not want to have to get into pickleball.
What time is it?
It's game time.
$25.5 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 7/20/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Red Bird Radio, KMOX.
Lars Nootbaar leads off the bottom of the fourth inning. A lot of Newt cheers, as always, and he takes a pitch low for a ball. I was tickled by what was going on the south side of Chicago during the White Sox series. A lot of Cardinal fans on hand at Rate Field as Nootbaar takes a strike.
Where there is no guarantee.
There is no guarantee any longer. And all the Newt cheers, the local fans didn't like it, so they started booing, and it just sounded like louder Newt cheers to me. So they were joining in on it inadvertently as the curveball's low, 2-1 to Nootbaar. Trying to get steady with his lower half.
Yeah, one fan yelled, "Hey, shut up."
He did say that.
You can pick that up on the crowd mic.
Oh, that ball's hit hard to right center field, and that's back towards the wall, and it's off the wall. Going into second base is Nootbaar. Yeah, he slides in safely. Leadoff double for Newt. And some more Newt cheers.
He's starting to drive the ball again, Ricky.
Yes, he is. He drove the ball really well in the 10th inning.
Had to have that.
That was such a big home run for Nootbaar in the 10th inning of Game 2. Of course, we highlighted Arenado's home run because it was historic in the sense of the accomplishment that he's had in his career, 350 home runs. Only 11 primary third basemen have done that in history. And it's Walker at the plate taking a pitch low, ball one. Walker with a 5-game hitting streak on the line here today. The Cardinals would like to get Nootbaar in somehow. Singer delivers. There's a little flare over the Cardinals dugout and out of play. 1-1. Originally going to be Wade Miley in Game 2 tomorrow, but he was put on the injured list today. Andrew Abbott will pitch Game 3. He's a left-hander for Cincinnati. The pitch to Walker is low and away. Sonny Gray will pitch tomorrow, 7-2. And Miles Michaelis will go on Sunday. He's 4-4. Both those guys have a lot of experience as it relates to the Reds. Sonny Gray, of course, was a Red. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Not a bad swing there by Walk. He has that slightly open stance at the plate. And taking the lead from second is Nootbaar, and they call time at the plate. And that may have been Walker doing that.
I would imagine so.
Typically, with 2 strikes, he does. Nice to have him back. He was hitting well in AAA, recovering there on the rehab. There's a pop-up right side. That's going to be playable by the second baseman, McLean, backing up for out number 1. And by all reports, his wrist is better. And we're hoping that the hamstring of Ivan Herrera gets better quickly. This copyrighted broadcast, by the way, is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game
may not be disseminated.
Oh, boy, without the express written consent
of the St. Louis Cardinals, brought to you by Brown & Crouppen, a great
law
firm.
Wow, we switched
little
that one
stereo.
up there. There's a little fly ball to right field. That is going to be handled. Battling the sun, though, is the right fielder Fraley, but he makes the play. Tagging and heading to third is Nootbaar. And the ball gets away in the infield, but Nootbaar's safe at third. So 90 feet away from giving the Cardinals a 2-0 lead. We'll see if Victor Scott can get him in.
But that came in out too late. Couldn't move the runner off second base.
So the quandary with Victor Scott, who was hit by a pitch his first time, is we all keep saying, everybody says, down in the clubhouse, I think he even thinks it, all people say he should bunt more. But I'm not so sure that the first step needs to be he needs to learn to bunt better. He just has not had a lot of success bunting. If he could bunt as well as, say, Burleson. Gorman actually bunts pretty well. Those are the two. Mason Wynn's a good bunter. I'm just not sure, and at times Donovan is. I don't think Victor quite has the technique down yet. He has studied it, though, and he is a studier. He's a worker. He's a learner. And, boy, that's the way to be in this game, isn't it?
Well, there's no question. He's a hard worker.
Yeah, and that's how you get better. And he has gotten better. Nootbaar takes his lead. The first pitch to Victor is fouled back. There's a good swing. That was a shorter swing by Victor Scott, which I think works better for him. Last time he hit a home run, it was off a pitcher, but it still counts. The 0-1 pitch to him is taken high, 1-1. They play him to pull on the infield. If he hits a ground ball to the straightaway shortstop position, it is a base hit. So forget bunting. Just hit a ground ball to short. The 1-1 delivery to Victor is a called strike 2. Crowded him with a cutter. So now he has to protect. I've often thought when you get into protect mode, you should cover that position, which is exactly what they're doing. But they're doing it with the third baseman. And Victor will try to bunt with 2 strikes from times, and he does, and he fouls it off. And I think he just proved my point. The idea was right, but not the form. He was just too late bringing the bat across, fouled it off way to the left, and he strikes out bunting. And we go to the 5th. John will paint the picture for you.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green. You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
The Cardinals Kids Club, presented by Rawlings and Haichu, is the official club for fans 13 and under. Members receive exclusive benefits like 2 tickets to a game, one-of-a-kind merchandise, and access to membership events. Become a member today by visiting cardinals.com/kids club. See you at the ballpark. St. Louis Cardinals, for the Lou.
Cardinals baseball, KMOX.
Andre Palante throws strike 1 to Spencer Steer as the Reds bat in the 5th inning with the Cardinals leading 1-0. And we're joined in the booth by the Director of Alumni Relations, Larry State. So Larry has a few talking points we'd like to go through here and a lot of fun things to do. Here's a chopper to third. Gorman backs up on it, plays it, throws it. Got him. One down. Let's start out with turn 2 with Ozzie.
Well, hi, sir. Sure. We are having our next session of Turn 2 with Ozzie on July 21st here at the stadium. It's one of our favorite experiences among Cardinals fans. If you have ever dreamed of playing for the Cardinals, you might have dreamed of turning a double play with Ozzie Smith here at Busch Stadium, and that is your chance to do that, to come to Busch Stadium, spend an hour on the infield with Ozzie, get a fielding demonstration, and turn some double plays with him.
And, Larry, I've seen him do that so many times.
Here's a swing and a miss by Benson.
And Ozzie's the best at making that a good experience.
You've turned 2 with Ozzie.
I mean, I actually did. I thought it was a great experience to do it live, yes, but to watch him do it with fans, I mean, he really is gracious when he does that. He kind of takes you through what it's like, and it is quite a thrill.
Oh, it is. I mean, you get to turn those double plays with him standing at second base, but he shows you some of that skill that he had.
Yeah.
You get to practice a few times. He's there kind of as your coach for a while before you line up and turn the double plays with him. It's a fantastic hour on the field.
Well, Benson with an 0-2 count. Andre Palante into the windup. The pitch. Benson takes a little bit low. Ozzie is so patient and so good at working through all of that.
Oh, he is. It's like
so engaging.
A coaching clinic from the greatest shortstop in the history of baseball, and then you actually get to turn those double plays with him.
Well, Vince Coleman and Ricky Horton are going to be involved in a Cardinals vacation trip in San Diego. The pitch goes outside here, 2-2 on Benson. That's coming up in August.
Well, sure, and our good partners with Cardinals Vacations are planning a trip to San Diego and Los Angeles. They do this every year to different destinations where you get to depart from St. Louis, travel there with a group, take in games in San Diego and L.A. There's a lot more that goes with it. It comes with the flight, all of the transportation, and then with Mr. Horton, of course, and Vince Coleman in San Diego, there's a
Ricky's
private
not going to be there?
No, that's
okay.
me, John.
Oh, okay.
And I know the right questions to ask Vince, too. You only have to ask him one or two because he'll get going. He's an entertainer, and folks will love getting to meet Vince at that particular event. And as you said, Larry, there's a lot more that goes on to that. And, we'll have a nice long time to get photos, and they can, I'll ask him some questions, but the folks that are on the trip will get to know him and also ask him questions as well. But there's more to that trip.
Oh, sure. When they're in Los Angeles, there's going to be a tour of the Rose Bowl, a lunch in a locker room at the Rose Bowl, a tour of the Reagan Library and lunch there next to the Air Force One that's now part of that. And a total of 5 games between San Diego and Los Angeles.
There's a pitch outside and a 3-2 count on Benson. So Ricky and Vince will be involved in that. Be sure to ask Vince about his conversation with Whitey about only being here a short time and being sent back.
He loves to answer that question. I know.
That'll be fun.
And he is a great storyteller.
Yes.
We did that earlier this season when the team was down in Arlington. It was very popular. And this is the second of just 2 of those trips that they're doing this year.
A foul ball by Benson, a 3-2 count with 1 out, nobody on. Trevino on deck as Palante deals another 3-2 pitch to the Cincinnati left fielder. Struck him out swinging.
And if you're interested in that trip, you can go to cardinals.com/vacations to find even more details about the vacation trip to the West Coast.
Well, they do a great job with that, spring training. And
that's right.
Throughout the year with our great Cardinal fans who go on many of those trips time after time. And how about September 17th? Cardinals Conversations. Those have become quite popular.
Oh, they have. This is the first year that we have rolled that out as a series of these events with some of our fans' favorite former Cardinals players. It will be David Freese on September 17th. You can go to cardinals.com/conversations for that. You get a ticket to the game and a question and answer session with David Freese there and a Cardinals announcer.
Here's a pitch taken in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jose Trevino.
And you'll get a chance to get a pre-signed photo from David Freese. At the end of that session, you're going to line up and get your photo taken with David, along with the 2011 World Series trophy that he helped us to win. And those conversations have turned out to be very popular events. You'll find these players talking about some of the most popular moments that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
But they might bring a different perspective on it that you haven't heard before. And what we found is that they will also talk about other moments that were some of the biggest moments in their careers that you didn't realize were that important and meaningful to them.
1-2 the count here on Jose Trevino with 2 outs. The pitch taken low. That's cardinals.com/conversations. Now, what if the fans already have a ticket to the game?
Yeah, that does come with the ticket to the game, but if you already have a ticket and you want to go, you can call 314-345-9000 and get a ticket just for that event.
And that's on September 17th, Wednesday. The pitch, a swing and a foul in and out of Paje Smith.
John, you know how great a job Larry does with our Cardinal alumni. So many alumni that you, Larry, stay in contact with throughout the year, and you give me the list of who's at the ballpark. I love to talk about the various events. There's always something going on here, whether it's at the museum or in one of the suites or on the field. I mean, you got a great group of people to work with, but you do a terrific job as well.
Well, thank you. And we are fortunate to have so many former Cardinals who live in St. Louis year-round, so many who want to stay engaged with each other and with the fans. We're fortunate that our fans really cherish Cardinals tradition, and we always say that they celebrate someone who played here a year as much as they celebrate someone who played here 10 or 15 years. And really, too, our ownership group has been very gracious with us and allowed us to continue to expand the interaction that our players have with our fans.
3-2 pitch is fouled out of play off to the left. About how many former players do you talk to a day?
In a normal day, during the season, maybe between 5 and 10. Last year, we kind of tracked that. We had 112 former players who did at least one activity with us each.
Wow, that's great. The 3-2, just outside. Trevino takes a walk. The first given up by Palante, coming with 2 outs in the 5th, and the Cardinals leading 1-0.
There's a lot of Cardinal history in what you just said, for all those people and all those years, and you've done that at fantasy camp. You've talked about all of the guys you're talking about. You can stretch over 6 or 7 or 8 decades of Cardinal baseball with the people involved.
Oh, sure. We start with the oldest player, the player who played for the Cardinals the earliest, and sometimes we'll have 50 or 60 consecutive years of Cardinals baseball covered just with who is at that fantasy camp.
Ground ball to first. Burleson has it. Just a flip, like an option play in football, to the pitcher coming by. Touchdown for Palante. He got over there in time for the out. Larry, thanks for the time.
Yes, sir.
We look forward to
play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
When you think home insurance, you think boring and complex, right? Wrong. Allstate is now changing the game with our new and improved home insurance. And it all starts with a simplified shopping experience. Our latest online quoting tool gives you confidence in not only knowing you have the right protection, but our lowest price, too. So check Allstate first for home insurance that's better than ever. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings and prices vary. Coverage subject to terms, qualifications, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM.
It's the bottom of the 5th and the top of the order to you. Brendan Donovan is up. He takes a pitch high and outside for a ball. Donovan reached on a fielder's choice and scored the Cardinal run on a sacrifice fly by Alec Burleson in the 3rd inning. Brady Singer with the pitch, and Donnie looks at a strike. 1-1. The Cardinals lead 1-0. They've out-hit the Reds 4-1. The Cardinals have the game's only error, which should not have been an error. Here's a swing and a smash, and that's played by the second baseman McLean on one hop, and he throws out his counterpart. So we pause for a station ID here on the Cardinals Network, powered by Graybar.
Proficient is a global digital consulting leader and a proud Cardinal partner, a true St. Louis success story. Proficient is shattering boundaries and forging the future with the world's biggest brands.
KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood.
Along with Mike Claiborne, Ricky Horton, our producer-engineer Jim Jackson, I'm John Rooney at Busch Stadium. Kyle Sixta is our booth assistant here at the ballpark. And a strike is called on Mason Wynn. Wynn doubled Donovan to third, and Burleson drove in Donovan with a sacrifice fly back in the third inning. The Cardinals have left a runner in scoring position in each inning so far, so they've had chances to get more. Here's a check swing and a strike called with a sweeper on the outside corner, 0-2. The balanced infield behind Singer for Mason Wynn. Wynn shot a double to the left field wall the last time up and takes a sweeper well outside this time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind blowing at a good clip, going from right to left field tonight. The pitch, fouled back to the screen. Edward Jones is proud to provide big brothers, big sisters with unique experiences for mentorship by partnering with the St. Louis Cardinals. Edward Jones supporting local communities with a spirit of caring. Here's Singer with pitch number 78. We're in the 5th inning. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lately, the Cardinals have been pretty patient after falling behind 0-2, 1-2. At least working the count to 3-2, if not taking a good number of walks. The 2-2 pitch. Wynn pops that foul over the screen behind the Cardinal dugout. Good crowd tonight here. They're busy up in the Budweiser Terrace, as usual, for the Friday Night Live up there. And Cole Swindell has a post-game concert, the first post-game concert at Busch Stadium. The windup, the pitch. Outside, and indeed a 3-2 count for Mason Wynn with 1 out. Wynn broken 0 for 7 with his double. He has 4 hits in the last 30 at-bats with a run batted in. Wynn swings and lifts the ball into center field. The play for T.J. Friedel. He has it, 2 outs. With 2 gone, here's Alec Burleson batting in the number 3 spot. Jack Watkins of the Missouri Valley was up here a while ago, and he said lineup, the way the temperature feels outside, feels like Jupiter. It looks kind of like a Jupiter lineup in some respects.
A lot of young guys.
With Arenado and Contreras out of the lineup tonight. There's a swing and a foul in and out of Trevino's mitt by Burleson.
Well, the lineup, it like baseball always does, we turn over, and the young players become 2 or 3 year players, then veteran players almost overnight, and people that we just love to watch play. And that's going to happen with these young guys. They're all, several of them having really good season. You'd say Donovan is, you'd say Burleson is. It's JC's getting a shot, and there's some guys that are budding too, like a Victor Scott II.
Burleson takes strike 2 and uses up the batter's timeout. A double, a sacrifice fly for Alec. He takes the ball high, 1-2. On the scoreboard, the Mariners beat the Cubs today in Chicago 9-4. The Cardinals lead 1-0 here. Burleson chops it foul. Stubby Clapp just lets that go on down the right field line.
Burley's got him right where he wants him. He's got 2 strikes.
Burleson has been collecting 2-strike hits. Big one in Chicago yesterday. His double was on 2 strikes in the first inning. The windup by Singer, the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. The Rangers are at the Pirates, and in the top of the 7th in Pittsburgh. The Rangers lead 5-2. We must have made the White Sox mad. After 5 in Toronto, 7-0, the White Sox lead the Blue Jays.
Guess we did.
They're trying to break an 8-game losing streak. A fastball outside, 2-2 on Burleson, and here the Cardinals being patient again, working up the pitch count for Brady Singer.
Next pitch will be pitch 88. This could be his last inning, just 5.
Brewers Twins, 0-0, top of the 2nd. There's a swing and a fly ball. Center field. Late start in, but Friedel has it under control now. And he makes the catch. The Cardinals go in order for the first time tonight. We're going to the 6th with the Cardinals leading the Reds 1-0 in St. Louis.
Now representing the organization, Jim Leland and A.J. Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Terzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
Like build this for them and spend the last year of coming up with this concept and getting it off the ground and getting everybody here. Like, it just feels really good to have everybody coming and experiencing the thing that we've been working so hard on. To be able to like take the experiences of Comic-Con and add that to a card show just is really fulfilling, because as somebody who grew up going to card shows and still goes to the same card show in the same church basement in Trumbull, Connecticut every month, like, it's great. Card shows are amazing, but to be able to add all of this experience is what makes this great.
Nobody likes to wait. Mercy is eliminating the wait for great health care. Our online tools mean you can get the care you need now. Mercy Now. More of what you need now. Visit mercynow.net.
The Cards on 104.1 FM.
Matt McLean leads off for the Reds in the 6th inning. The right-handed batter looks at a fastball, strike one from Andre Palante. McLean has a hit. The only one so far for the Reds, even though Lux should have had a hit. A ball off the bat over 100 miles an hour right at the feet of Donovan, ruled an error. Here's a curve that's outside for a ball. 1 strike on the 25-year-old infielder out of UCLA.
Not only is Palante pitching well, but he's strong and the pitch count's low enough. He could conceivably go 7 innings in this heat, which is pretty impressive, and the Cardinals kind of need him to.
Here's a ball fouled out of play to the right. Palante gets ahead of the leadoff batter McLean in the 6th.
Not a lot of bullpen innings today for the Cardinals after their heavy use yesterday.
Right-hander against right-hander. Then a couple of left-handed batters, Friedel and Lux, here in the 6th. Palante with the sidestep, the kick, and the pitch. That's chopped foul on the third baseline. Crown Hall at Budweiser Brewhouse in Ballpark Village is St. Louis' newest go-to live music venue, featuring a Southern-inspired food menu, expertly crafted cocktails, and live music every night. Learn more at stlballparkvillage.com. The windup and the 1-2 pitch for McLean. He fouls it straight back. Cardinals and Reds here tomorrow, 1:15. 1:15 again on Sunday. Then 6:45 Monday night. The Chicago Cubs are here. Cubs are playing a series with Seattle before coming to St. Louis. The pitch on the way. A swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Strike three. Pages hangs on. 3 strikeouts for Palante. McLean is out number 1.
Pages did something there that we kind of take for granted, but young catchers will want to know this. When the foul tip happens, he catches the ball in his glove and immediately shows the ball to the umpire and shows that it was not on the ground. I caught it in my glove, and the quicker you do that, the better off you communicate with the home plate umpire.
T.J. Friedel 0 for 2. He hits it hard foul back of first down the right field line. Getting around on a first pitch fastball for strike one. Friedel, a little looper of a pop-up to the third baseman to open the game, and then a ground out to Donovan. 1-0 Cardinals with the Reds batting in the top of the 6th. The windup and the pitch by Palante. Knuckle curve, low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Friedel, the leadoff man in the order. Former Dodger Gavin Lux is on deck. The outfielders play straight up as Palante pitches. And that's a high fastball. Palante's fastball checks in at about 94. Andre, 5-1 lifetime against the Reds. Goes back to work, and the pitch for Friedel. Grounded to the second baseman, Donovan, who throws him out. 2 down. Friedel is 0 for 3. And up comes Gavin Lux. 80 pitches for Palante now, as he's working in the 6th inning. But to give the Cardinals 7 innings on a hot night wouldn't be all bad. Home plate umpire walking out to the mound, Dan Iasanya, handing a new baseball to Andre Palante. On a hot night like this, you talk about putting in a long night. The catchers, the home plate umpire, in fact, all of the umpires, they're out there standing from start to finish. The pitch is taken in the dirt for a ball by Gavin Lux. Lux smoked one over 100 miles an hour right at the feet of Brendan Donovan. Ball went off his glove and into short right field, ruled an E4. That should be contested and overturned. Donovan doesn't deserve that error. The pitch, a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Lux struck out the first time up. He was out on a force play after reaching on what was ruled an error in the 4th inning. Ground ball by De La Cruz, and Cardinals couldn't double him up. A strike called, check swing, the pitch is on the outside corner, a fastball strike, 2-1. Then De La Cruz was picked off at first base by Pajes and Burleson. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Lux didn't care for the call. He calls the batter's timeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 outs. In the Cardinals' half of the 6th inning, it's Gorman, Sajasi, and Nootbaar coming up. Andre Palante is ready. He starts his windup. The pitch, a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Lux just drops the bat, throws the helmet down, and starts walking out to the field. He's playing third base tonight. On to the bottom of the 6th. The Cardinals lead the Reds 1-0.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
A sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte, in the air right to the guy we just showed you.
Vacation experience for every Cardinals fan. Watch the Cardinals game with fellow fans at Landshark Bar and Grill. Cruise the lake with rentals from our Port of Indecision Marina, or relax by our signature pools with that perfect lake view. The perfect blend of lake latitude and island attitude awaits. Visit Margaritaville Resort LakeOfTheOzarks.com to plan your escape today. Fins up.
The voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM.
Nolan Gorman struck out in the first. He took a walk in the third and takes ball 1 leading off the bottom of the 6th inning at Busch Stadium. 1-0 Cardinals. Gorman, a home run swing and a miss. When he makes contact, the ball takes off. He has 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. Gorman has 5 hits in his last 24 bats, including a home run. The pitch high to him. 2 balls and a strike. The home run he hit in Milwaukee, I think they're still looking for the ball. He crushed one in the Cardinal win the Saturday game. Hot shot foul on the ground on the right side. Gorman with a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Graybar is your electrical and datacom distributor, helping to power, connect, or maintain your operation.
Yep.
Graybar does that. Gorman a slightly open stance, wearing white batting gloves. The pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Singer made a good pitch there. The 6th strikeout as Singer pitches to Thomas Saggese. Barlow is warming in the bullpen for the Reds. He's a right-hander. The pitch count is moving up here for Brady Singer. He's in the 90s. This will be 94. The first pitch to Thomas Saggese. Saggese was called out on strikes in the 3rd. Got an infield hit the first time, and he hits one deep down the left field line, but foul. Jumped on the first pitch and got around a little too soon.
Exactly. A little bit too jumpy at that. If he waited a split second longer, that might have been another Cardinal run. He does have surprising power. He's not a big guy, Saggese, but he can swing the bat.
Well, he hit the ball completely out of Fenway Park over the monster for his 1 home run this year. Gets under this one, sends it high in the air to left. Benson is under it. The left fielder makes the catch. 2 outs in the Cardinals' 6th. Singer has settled in since the double by Nootbaar to open up the 4th inning. 8 straight have been retired. In the first 4 innings, the Cardinals left a runner in scoring position. Burleson at second base, Saggese at second base, Wynn at 3rd, and Nootbaar at 3rd.
I tell you, I'm pretty impressed by both the starting pitchers in this game.
The pitch for a strike on the outside corner.
And they're dealing, and it is humid. It is not a comfortable day to pitch and to stay strong, but both of them have done so.
Nootbaar showing bunt, takes the bat back, takes low and inside. And that got the attention of Gavin Lux, running in from his 3rd base position, playing more like a shortstop. Lux plays about 30 feet towards second base. A swing and a miss by Nootbaar, 1-2.
Phil Maton is throwing now in the Cardinals' pen. Just started throwing, really, and not sure if he'll be backing up Palante or he'll just start throwing in earnest here. And it's pretty easy to get loose here. It's not going to take many throws.
The windup and the pitch by Brady Singer. That swung on and popped up behind home plate. Trevino moving back, watches the ball go over the screen and about 4 or 5 rows deep, and there goes somebody's beard.
Well,
there's more where that came from.
Yep, you just get another one. That's right. It's not really a disaster after all.
The usher hustled down there. Thumbs up. Everybody's okay except for the beverage.
Oops.
Splashdown. The 1-2. Taken low. Ball 2. 2-2 on Lars Nootbaar.
We just saw that again on the replay.
In slow motion.
Suds went flying. That was awesome.
Is that the name of your latest album?
Yeah, it is.
Here's the 2-2 and fouled off to the right.
Speaking of music, we've got a concert after the game, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Cole Swindell.
Folks here at the ballpark that can hear this and hear us talking, your ticket for the game means you stay here and enjoy the concert. So it's going to be a nice night.
The 2-2 pitch. Nootbaar takes strike 3 on the inside corner, and he knew it. 7 strikeouts for Singer, who has gone through 6. We're going to the 7th. Ricky has it for you. 1-0 Cardinals.
Hi, Cardinal fan. be our logistics specialist, who can help you identify efficiencies and ensure just-in-time delivery. So, consider what one more thing you may need to optimize your bottom line and get to know us for that. Yep, Graybar does that.
The voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Middle of the order for the Cincinnati Reds, and it's strike one to Ellie De La Cruz, who is grounded out and reached on a fielder's choice. Now 0 for his last 12, and Palante has just been phenomenal here tonight, but he's got to finish the job. That's the next step here, and there's a ground ball up the middle, and it's not done yet. That's going to be a base hit. The leadoff runner on can fly in De La Cruz, and that is not the start he wanted here to the 7th inning. And we'll see if Palante gets to pitch more or not. I'm going to say not, as out of the Cardinals dugout is Oliver Marmol, and we're going to have a pitching change. It's brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill. We'll be right back.
All remaining new 2025 Kia K5s available. Now with low 2.9% APR financing for 48 months at Offenburg Kia in Shiloh, Illinois. Or save with $2,500 Kia dealer cash on 20 new 2025 Kia Sorrentos available during the Kia Summer. Kia.com.
More expertise in ensuring the lights stay on and the grid stays energized. To learn more about our work on and off the field, visit jfelectric.com.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Andre Palante is done, and now it is Phil Maton, first out of the Cardinals pen, and he's had a busy spring and summer since becoming a Cardinal. 1.98 ERA. This is game number 30 for Maton, and he's been really good at getting swing and miss. Yeah, De La Cruz is the runner at first base, and the first pitch home is grounded towards third. Gorman to second for one. On to first, double play. 5-4-3. Stevenson bounces into a double play. Maton throws one pitch and gets 2 outs. Well done.
How about that, Ricky? Didn't even give the Reds a chance to have De La Cruz take off and get into scoring position.
Great pitch. Sinker down and in. Got the job done. Maryville University uses the latest technology from data analytics, IA, and cybersecurity to prepare students for careers of the future. Leading the revolution in higher education. Learn more at maryville.edu. That was a nice spin for the Cardinals, wasn't it? That double play. So Spencer Steer, who's lined out and grounded out. Now you can close the book on Andre Palante.
There. That sounded better than mine.
Yeah, mine was.
I just had a pamphlet.
I had the Reds Media Guide, which has like 8,000 pages in it. This is like the story of every Red ever in this book. Light reading. There's a pitch outside for a ball, but Palante's book says that he went 6 innings today, gave up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 4. And now it's Maton and the rest of the bullpen to go the rest of the way. And the sweeper is swung on and missed. That was tantalizingly slow, and it got the job done. Maton calls his own pitches. He has the pitch comm on his belt. Kind of reaches to his belt, reaches to his side, and kind of makes his choice. He just made his choice again. And here he goes. With the 2-2 pitch. Coming up to Spencer Steer. Sweeper is swung on and foul tipped, and Pais couldn't quite hold on to it.
Well, I don't know what it was yesterday for the Cardinal catchers at right field, but they had a hard time keeping the ball in front of them during the doubleheader.
Boy, did they ever. And I do wonder, with Herrera having a pulled hamstring, that may have been part of his issues yesterday. There's a ground ball foul. There was a ball he was not able to block at one point, and perhaps he was limited. So, again, back to Mason Wynn earlier today, maybe he's limited. And that's the thing. You play every day, you're going to play less than 100% often. And So sometimes we just have to give them the benefit of the doubt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 steer, and it's a swing and a miss. He threw it by him up and in, so he changed it up on him and threw the fastball, got his man, and is sending us into the 7th inning stretch. Great work, Phil Maton, and the 7th inning stretch presented by
and older score a City Connect tumbler courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Stay cool and sip in style all summer long with this 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler. Don't miss out on this fan favorite giveaway. Grab your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX.
right-hander Scott Barlow has the bottom of the 7th inning in relief of Brady Singer. Threw 101 pitches, 65 of them for strikes, giving up just 1 run in his 6 innings. But Cardinals are leading by that 1 run as we open the bottom of the 7th with Jordan Walker. And Walker takes strike 1. Batting against Barlow, the right-hander who delivers way outside. Barlow has had just a 167 batting average against him. Only 18 hits allowed in 31-plus innings. 2-0 with a 3.73. And he's been busy, too. Game number 35 for him. Reds' bullpen's been pretty good at times. And again, they've been winning a lot lately. Next pitch to Walker is fouled back. Be nice if the Cardinals could add some más carreras here. 7th inning stretch presented by Spectrum, lightning fast speeds, major league reliability, so you can stay connected.
Barlow was traded by the Royals to the Padres in 23 for a couple of pitchers, then moved on to Cleveland, and then Cincinnati signed him as a free agent on February 13th this year. And a lot of people thought he still had a lot left in the tank.
Well, he clearly does. He's having a good season. He's first out of the pen. Rogers, a left-hander, is getting loose for them as the pitch is outside for a ball. In a game brought to you by Budweiser, official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. And we know we owe you a station ID, and after Jordan gets his base hit to right, we'll take it. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Jordan Walker, and there's the ball hit to the right side, but it's going to be caught because it's in the air, and the first baseman standing under it in fair territory, and that's out number 1. So let's pause right here anyway on the Cardinals Radio Network powered by Gray Bar.
Skip the drive-thru line. Your favorite coffee house flavors are ready anytime with Prairie Farms' new barista-style single-served iced coffees, now at your local retailer. Visit prairiefarms.com.
KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood.
Along with Mike Claiborne and the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, Jim Jackson, our producer-engineer. I'm Ricky Horton, and we're glad you're taking in Cardinal baseball tonight. Breaking pitch is a bit high. Ball 1 to Pedro Pajes, who has struck out and flied out. We play in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-0 game. This is old school so far, at least. As we play in the 7th, Barlow, the righty, delivers, and that's a strike in at the knees to the Cardinal catcher. Andre Palante went 6 innings, gave up only 2 hits. Walked 1 and struck out 4. Terrific outing for him. Slider is high, maybe a sweeper from Barlow. 87 pitches for Palante in his 6+ innings of work. And his ERA went down about a half a run, almost a half a run. With this outing, 2-1 delivery is swung on and missed. Pajes saw that the whole way. He guessed right with the pitch, just couldn't hit it. It was a good one. Phil Maton, terrific work in the top of the 7th inning, and it looks like he will still be in there in the 8th inning. No action right now in the Cardinals' pen. He got a double play off the bat of Tyler Stevenson with the first pitch he threw to erase Ellie De La Cruz and Stevenson. Huge pitch. The 2-2 pitch to Pajes is outside. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 have been left by Cincinnati. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, and 5 have been left by the Cardinals. Next pitch is way outside, and the Cardinals have a base runner. Pajes, a 1-out walk. Then we'll see if the Cardinals can make that into a big mistake for Cincinnati. Barlow just walked his 20th batter in 31 innings, so that's a little high, the walk rate. It is high. Not a little high, it's high. Victor Scott has been hit by a pitch and struck out. He struck out bunting last time, and he takes a sweeper for a strike. He's getting a steady dose of breaking balls, and that back foot breaking ball just seems to keep hitting him in the back foot. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, then promptly stole 2nd. Next delivery to Victor is swung on and missed, and there's that back foot slider again. So that's either a slider or a sweeper that starts out middle of the plate, let's say, and then just dives down and in to a left-hander and towards his back foot. That's why we call it that. Hard to hit if it's thrown well, and guess what happened? He just got hit with a back foot sweeper again, this time on the knee, and this one I think hurts a little bit. He's down, and the Cardinal athletic trainer Chris Conroy, who by the way is going to the All-Star game, is going out to check on him, and that hit him right on the left knee. The 2nd time he has been hit by a pitch. So the Cardinals have 2 on, and Terry Francona is out of the dugout for the Cincinnati Reds. He's got a lefty brewing, and the lefty is coming in. We have a pitching change, and it's brought to you by Missouri Farmers Care, helping feed Cardinal fans across the nation. Join the conversation on Facebook and on Instagram. We'll be right back.
It's the final days of Ford's employee pricing.
Joe's Mark's Market Basket, with suburban dads chasing the ultimate outdoor oasis.
Well, Jim, Dad 1 got the start with grass seed and fertilizer, but across the street, Dad 2 picked up the cycle with mulch, rock, topsoil, and pavers.
Mike, we expected action, and today has not disappointed.
And it looks like Dad 1 is going to his closer with delivery service.
With that, we'll take a commercial break to remind our listeners nobody has all your bases covered for the yard like Joe's Market Basket.
Red Bird Radio, KMOX.
Breaking pitch is called inside to Brendan Donovan. That had the corner, but 1-0 the count on Donnie, looking for his first hit. He's 0 for his last 9 all of a sudden after having that big 4-hit game a few days ago. And the next delivery to him is hit foul down the right field line. He hit that one hard, but he hit it off the screen. in front of the fans down the right field line. So it's 1-1 on Donovan, who has 27 RBIs and has an opportunity here to drive in Pedro Pajes, who's the runner at second. First and second, one out. Taylor Rogers, the lefty, is the new pitcher for the Reds. And his next pitch is outside 2-1. Rogers has an identical twin brother, who's also a big league pitcher. They are actually reverse identical twins, which is a rare thing apparently. Next pitch is low, 3-1, where he's left-handed, his brother's right-handed, and they have kind of a mirror opposite features, but they are considered identical twins. This one's the lefty, and it's 3-1. He's in to face Donovan, and he walked him. And that loads the bases for Mason Wynn. That's the guy he was brought on to get, and he didn't. Two lefties to follow Mason Wynn, but this is not the situation that Terry Francona was calling for. Francona, by the way, has had a great career as a manager. He is 13th all-time in wins among major league managers, and he is on just an elite list of people trying to catch Leo DeRocher and Walter Alston from the Dodgers, and he may catch them this year. All right, it's Mason Wynn, and that's inside for a ball. Three-time manager of the year. And everybody on this list, other than the active guys, are Hall of Famers, too, and he will be one. Bases loaded. The pitch to Mason is fouled back. 1-1, had a good cut there.
They have the infield playing in, a little closer on the right side, back a couple of steps, about halfway on the left side for De La Cruz and Lux.
I think with De La Cruz especially, halfway's probably in enough, because he can throw out Pajes from there if he needs to. 1-1, the count to Mason, and that's inside 2-1. Pajes, Scott, Donovan, the runners. 1-0 Cardinals, bottom of the seventh. Cardinals threatening for more. The pitch to Mason Wynn is swung on and missed. Big breaking ball. And the count's now 2-2. Has to put the ball in play here somehow, and preferably get the ball into the outfield. Get Pajes in. Next delivery to Mason is hit sharply, but foul down the left field line. And while they're chasing that ball, I want to throw out my congratulations to the Springfield Redbirds, the Springfield Cardinals, who won the first half of the Northern Division of the Texas League with 40 victories. Patrick Anderson is their manager. I really enjoy connecting with him in spring training, and they have a very, very good team. The 2-2 pitch is blooped into center field. That's a hit. Scoring is Pajes, and Victor Scott's going to have to hold at third. He did not read that. He thought that ball was going to be caught, so he's only able to make it to third on the base hit by Mason Wynn. 2-0 Cardinals.
That's where experience is going to come into play down the road for Victor Scott.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Because he would have known off the bat that ball was going to dent the grass out there.
And it's by knowing where the outfielders are, where the infielders are, and he may score anyway with Burley at the plate. Base is still loaded, one out. Pitch to Burleson is a slider for a strike. So the Cardinals have gotten another tally at least, and it's 2-0 as we play here in game 1 of 3. More action in the bullpen. Santillan getting loose for the Reds. Backing up this left-hander who gets Burleson to chase a pitch down and away, 0-2. And again, Burley's got him right where he wants it. Burley has doubled, had a sacrifice fly, and has also flied out to center. He and Wynn have the RBIs. He's got a chance for another one. Next pitch to Burleson is swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Nolan Gorman steps to the plate, another lefty, and that was really a good pitch. That was right on the outside corner. Burley has done a nice job of hitting left-handed pitching this year, but didn't get that one. Let's see what Gorman does. First pitch to Nolan Gorman is outside. Oh, called that a strike.
It was outside, too.
Gorman has had no love from several calls in the last week, and that's another one that should have been ball one. Next delivery to Gorman is outside, and that's blocked by Trevino, the catcher. Count 1-1. Victor Scott is at third, Donovan at second, Wynn at first. Good speed on the bases for the Cardinals if Gorman can find a gap. We'll see what happens. The 1-1 delivery to Nolan Gorman is taken low, 2-1. He's able to lay off that curveball in the dirt. Benson, Trevino, and Fraley due up for the Reds in the top of the 8th inning, and it looks like they're going to face Maytime. There's no action in the Cardinals' pen, so he's going to stay in. He was terrific in the 7th. The 2-1 count and the pitch. There's a fastball right down the middle, right down the heart of the plate, and Nolan was looking for something else. 94. Straight as a string right down the middle of the plate. And now he's going to get the breaking ball 2-2, I would think. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and it's outside. He got a fastball. Fooled me.
Doubled up on the fastball. How about
Sure did.
that?
So that means 3-2. Everybody's going to be running. I mean everybody. Payoff pitch to Nolan Gorman. Here it comes. It's low, ball 4. He walked him. He walked in a run. It's 3-0 Cardinals. Second walk of the game for Gorman, and he picks up an RBI the easy way. Scoring Victor Scott from third. And the bases are still loaded. And now we're going to see yet another Reds pitcher as Terry Francona back out to the mound, and this pitching change brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill. We'll be right back.
All remaining new 2025 Kia K5s available. Now with low 2.9% APR financing for 48 months at Offenburg Kia in Shiloh, Illinois. Or save with $2,500 Kia dealer cash on 20 new 2025 Kia Sorrentos available during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event at Offenburg Kia, just off I-64 at Exit 16 in Shiloh. Or off.
Step up to make an impact in the effort to save lives. Go to fansforlife.org and register to become a donor today. It's fast, it's easy, and it's worth it.
Cardinals baseball, KMOX.
Tony Santillana is the new pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds. He's on to face Thomas Saggese, who has a huge opportunity here with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Saggese is 1 for 3. And Santillana, who has a nice ERA, is ready for that first pitch. And here it comes, and it's a little bit high, ball 1. And that was actually a strike. My goodness. Interesting zone here tonight. Interesting inning for the Cardinals, who've had 3 walks in the inning, a hit by pitch, only 1 hit. And they've scored 2 runs against the Reds' pen. Santillana set, and the next delivery is swung on and missed. 96, and Saggese aired out that swing. He wasn't cheated. As Brant Brown likes to say, there's a time to drive the ball, and then there's a time to just hit. So you slug in certain counts, and then you just hit. He was trying to slug there. The 1-1 pitch to Saggese is fouled off to the right and out of the play. Now he's got to hit. Find a way to get the ball in play somewhere and maybe get himself a knock. I don't know why they call base hits knocks, but that's what we do.
Well, sounds like a knock.
Yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, I got it. That's why we call it a knock. All right. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that's grounded to the left side. Had a nice sound to it, but it's going to be an out. Or is it? It's thrown away. 1 run scores. Here comes another. The Cardinals add 2 more on the error by the third baseman Lux, who threw that one into the dirt, and Steele could not pick it on the backhand. Hustling down to first base was Thomas Sajasi, and the Cardinals have the big inning they were hoping for. So 2 runs scored. Now there's runners at first and third on the error by the third baseman. And it's 5-0 St. Louis. Lars Nootbaar is the 9th man to bat in the inning, and he takes a strike. Still, John, 1 hit in this inning. That's it.
No walks, hit by pitch, error. The 1 hits by Mason Wynn. That drove in a run.
A 4-run inning here in the 7th inning. So Sajasi might run here. I would. He's not. And the pitch is high. I think they'd let him go.
Stubby's talking to him right now. Stubby Clapp, the Cardinal first base coach.
Gorman's at third. Sajasi's at first. Maybe you steal another run here. Nootbaar has a hard hit double in this game. Maybe they just want him to hit, not going, and the pitch is fouled back. And the count now 1-2. I say go now.
John King warms up in the Cardinal bullpen.
They've got left, right, left due up in the 8th inning. And we'll see if King starts the inning or not. Next delivery to Nootbaar is laced into left field for a hit. Cardinals add another, as scoring from third is Gorman. Lars Nootbaar, RBI number 31. And it's 6-0 Cardinals.
That means I smell the coffee brewing. It's on and on the run. Swing by on the run tomorrow to grab your favorite fountain drink, frozen drink, or hot coffee. Only 60 cents. They have your bases covered. It's on and on the run.
Cardinals absolutely have the line moving, don't they? Here in the 7th inning, Jordan Walker batting for the 2nd time in the inning. 2 men on. Santillan, the pitcher, delivers a swing and a miss by Jordan. That slider down and away. A walk, a hit by pitch, a walk, a hit, a walk, an error, a hit. That's the story of the inning. Next delivery is way outside to the Cardinal right fielder, Jordan Walker. He's got a hitting streak on the line here today. He is grounded out, popped out twice. Santillan set at the belt, and the pitch. Check swing, or was it? Oh, nope. C.B. Bucknor says he swung. Shakes his head yes. And Jordan Walker doesn't agree.
Tips his batting helmet to him.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. That's how the way it looked like. Yeah.
Mild protest from Jordan Walker, who doesn't protest much, but he does call timeout a lot with 2 strikes, which he does. 6 runs on 6 hits for the Cardinals. Each team has an error, and that was a costly error by the Reds. Easy ground ball to third, and he just threw it away. Next pitch to Walker is swung on and missed. He strikes out, and the inning comes to a close, but a big inning for the Cardinals. A 5-run bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. John will have the play-by-play. It's 6-0 Cardinals.
World Entry Door to Door 2. It's cash for clunkers now at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Convenient, free, in-home estimates. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com or call 314-781-5200.
Redbird Radio, KMOX.
John King comes on to pitch for the Cardinals as the Redbirds have a 6-0 lead. The Reds are batting in their half of the 8th inning. And King is going to be facing a pinch hitter here. Espinal is batting for Benson, and Espinal, the right-handed batter, takes a strike. Benson went 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout, facing Andre Palante. This is Santiago Espinal. John King throws ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. King works from the belt, third base side of the rubber. Nobody on. A chopper foul on the third base line.
Interesting, Espinal has not been announced, and Benson is still on the board. But we know who he is.
Trevino is on deck. And Fraley, a left-handed batter scheduled. There's a line drive into center field. Here comes Scott, and he's going to have to play it on a bounce. Espinal gets a pinch hit single. We pause for an ID here on the Cardinals Network, powered by Gray Bar.
One Cardinal Way, where luxury living meets legacy baseball. Next level living with world-class amenities and unparalleled views of Busch Stadium. Find your new home at onecardinalway.com.
KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood.
Jim Jackson is our producer-engineer. Jonathan Camp is in the St. Louis studio. Along with Ricky Horton and Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney at Busch Stadium. Ball 1 goes wide to right-handed batting Jose Trevino. Trevino, a fly out and a walk while facing Palante tonight. Zandre gave up just 2 hits over 6 innings plus a batter. He walked 1, struck out 4. Phil Maton, 1 inning. And the next pitch, a strike, 1-1 on Trevino.
Boy, John King has pitched in some bad luck, hasn't he? That was not hit
just
that hard.
Just a little flare into right center.
Last game he had a ground ball hit. Topped the ball down the third base line that ended up being an infield hit.
Here's a line drive down the right field line. That ball is going to get down, and it's fair. Rolling around the corner. Here's Espinal going to third, and he is held there. Now he's going to come home as the ball got away from Donovan. The Reds are on the board. You talk about some more bad luck.
That's right.
Trevino gets a double out of it. An E9 on the throw from Walker into the infield.
That was not a good pitch. It was up, but the break for the Reds was the fact that it hit on the line, hit on the right field line, and when Walker got it, he just threw the ball low to Donovan, kind of short-hopped him, and when the ball got away from Donovan, the run was able to score.
Well, there's a guy we've seen a lot of in the past, mostly with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Connor Joe. Batting for Fraley. Joe, a right-handed batter, takes outside a ball.
This is a comeback team. They have had 8 comeback wins in their last 20 games. 8 of them. So beware the Reds.
Nobody out, a run in, runner at second base. Connor Joe gets under this one, hits it high in the air, right center field. Out goes Donovan, in comes Walker. Walker calls him off, clips Donovan, and Walker makes the play and throws into second base. Walker looking back to make sure Donovan's okay, while at second, Trevino took a step toward third.
Donnie got the brunt of that, I can tell you that. He was backpedaling, and Walker kind of slammed into him, and Walker wasn't sure he was going to catch it, so he didn't call it till the last minute, and he just kind of breezed by Donovan, and not sure he hit him that hard, but they did
hip check.
A little hip check indeed.
Now Matt McClain, the fourth batter to face John King. The Cardinals lead 6-1. The pitch. In there, strike one. King with an off-speed pitch on the first one. King working out of the stretch. A check on Trevino at second base. The pitch. Low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coming up Saturday, July 12th, the Cardinals will be playing the Braves. 20,000 fans, 16 and older, will take home a 30-ounce City Connect tumbler thanks to Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Details at cardinals.com/promotions. That's a good-looking tumbler. There's a foul, and that goes back to the screen. We don't want a tumbler here from King.
No, we do not.
I think an attendance guess is coming up. John King with the 1-2 pitch here, runner at second base. Just low.
I'm feeling a lot of threes in the number in my guess. I'm just feeling the number 3 keeps popping in my head. So I'll go with 35,334.
How about that? He's amazing, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice crowd.
The 2-2 pitch. That's taken high for a ball. Yeah, Colleen, my daughter's here tonight.
Yeah.
That was her guess, too. My goodness.
She's good at math, too. She helped me with the average age of the Cardinal players, which I mentioned earlier, and I just didn't pull that out of thin air. Colleen helped me with that. 25.3 is the average age of the Cardinals lineup tonight. And so they're going to make some mistakes. That's another reason to bring that up. And there have been a couple. 1 on the bases, maybe 2 on the bases.
3-2 the count on McLean, the 9th place hitter. The pitch to him by King, ball 4. Romero and O'Brien have been working in the bullpen. And as we get to Friedel, a left-handed batter, here comes Oliver Marmol out of the dugout, and we'll have a pitching change. That's it for John King. This change is brought to you by Missouri Farmers Care, helping feed Cardinals fans across the nation. Join the conversation on Facebook and on Instagram. We'll be back.
All remaining new 2025 Kia K5s available. Now with low 2.9% APR financing for 48 months at Offenburg Kia in Shiloh, Illinois.
Play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
Surrounding communities powered on. We provide construction and maintenance for vital systems at hospitals, schools, data centers, manufacturers, refineries, and more. From substations to power lines, solar fields to storms, no contractor has more expertise in ensuring the lights stay on and the grid stays energized. To learn more about our work on and off the field, visit jfelectric.com.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX.
JoJo Romero's facing TJ Friedel with 2 on, 1 out. Friedel takes the ball high. Romero got the win in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. And he had some traffic on the bases, but made a big pitch. The ground ball to third. Tachman was thrown out at the plate to keep the game going. That was in the 9th inning. The winning run was Tachman. The pitch down and in for a ball, 2-0. The bullpen had a letdown in the second game yesterday. John King has been charged with a run so far on 2 hits with a walk in a third of an inning. Trevino is at second, McLean at first. The pitch. Friedel takes a strike, and that was a gift.
Sure was a gift. You know that game is such a fresh memory for me. Kind of has a bad feeling here in the 8th inning, doesn't it? Got to make a pitch, get an out or 2 in this inning, and then start again in the 9th. But it feels a little dicey right now.
The pitch is swung on and a foul tip into Page's mitt from 2-0 to 2-0 to a 2-strike count now, 2-2, as JoJo Romero takes over for King, inheriting 2 base runners. JoJo doesn't like the ball, gets a new one. Palante, 6 innings plus 1 batter, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Maton, 1 inning, 1 strikeout, and a double play ball. The runners belong to King on the bases now. The 2-2 pitch, and that's pulled foul down the right field line. That was a slider in on Friedel's hands.
Milwaukee has a 1-0 lead over Minnesota. That game now is in the top of the 6th inning. That's at Minnesota. And as you mentioned earlier, Seattle took care of the Chicago Cubs 9-4. That's the final.
The pitch. Outside, 3-2. A full count with 2 on and 1 out, and Lux, a left-handed batter, on deck. Riley O'Brien is ready in the Cardinal bullpen, but JoJo Romero has to face 3 batters out of the bullpen. On 3-2, ground ball to the shortstop. Wynn flips to second for an out. There is no chance to get a double play on Friedel. On to third base, Trevino. First and third with 2 outs, and Lux coming up.
It was a smart play by Donovan not to try to make an off-balance throw with no real chance to complete that double play. Sometimes you try to do a little bit too much, but that was a wise decision there.
Gavin Lux, a strikeout. He reached on what was ruled an error, should have been a hit for him, and a strikeout in the 6th inning. Lefty against lefty here now with Romero pitching, trying to strand the 2 inherited runners that belong to John King.
So the error by Walker just his first of the year today, and the error by Donovan just his second.
From the stretch, the pitch. Lux takes a fastball strike. That was at 96 for JoJo.
Yeah.
Nice to see that gun reading.
I think he's unlocking something. Yeah, that's been an issue. The velocity has been down, but not on that delivery.
Romero with runners at first and third. The 1-strike pitch for Lux. The former Dodger grounds it to Mason Wynn. He plants, throws, got him at first base. 2 runners stranded, 1 run in. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and the Cardinal lead over the Reds is 6-1 in St. Louis.
When was the last time you visited the Gateway Art?
The biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Today, you'll start earning 2% cash back on everything at Schnucks, including all of those made fresh in the store brats you're grilling in the backyard for Cardinals baseball. Download the Schnucks Rewards app today.
Cardinals baseball, KMOX.
Phillips is the new pitcher. Espinal is in left field. Connor Joe stays in the game to play right field. As Santillan came on, he gave up a hit and he had a strikeout. Phillips, a right-handed pitcher. The Cardinals have a lead of 6-1 batting in the bottom of the 8th. There's a ground ball left side and off the glove of the shortstop De La Cruz into left field. A base hit for Pedro Pajes. Pajes got on with 1 out with a walk that started a 5-run 7th inning, aided by walks, a hit by pitch, an error by Lux. Only 2 hits, but the Cardinals scored 5 times to go up 6-0. The Reds got a run in the 8th for the 6-1 game we have now.
This pitcher, Connor Phillips, was just recalled today as they put Wade Miley on the injured list. He was supposed to start tomorrow, but will not.
There's the first pitch, a ball to Victor Scott the second. Phillips pitching in the bottom of the 8th inning. From the stretch, a check on first and the pitch. That's high, a ball. 1 ball. Becomes a 2-0 count. A third of an inning for Santillan with a hit and a strikeout. That guy can deal. Here's a swing and a foul that goes off Trevino's catcher's mitt. And Victor Scott II has a 2-1 count. He has been on twice with hit by pitches, a stolen base, and he has scored 1 run. Victor Scott II. The pitch. A strike on the inside corner at the knees.
This guy's rushing it up there, 98 miles an hour, and the last 2 deliveries that he's thrown.
Pius takes a lead at first base. Steer is holding the pitch. Check swing and out on strikes. Victor Scott. He's called out by the home plate umpire, Dan Iasanya. Phillips gets a strikeout. 1 on, 1 out for Brendan Donovan. The Missouri Botanical Gardens make up 79 acres of green space with more than 51,000 live plants, the Japanese garden, the Climatron, and the Children's Garden. You can learn more at ExploreSt.Louis.com. A strike into Donovan. Borderline call, bottom of the zone. Donovan is 0 for 3 tonight. He had a walk and a run scored in the 7th. He's 0 for his last 9. A check swing. That's a strike called on the outside corner at 98 miles an hour from Connor Phillips. Donovan went 4 for 5 in the first game of the series Tuesday in Chicago against the White Sox. The pitch. Check swing outside a ball, 1-2. But since then, 0 for his last 9. They plan to pull on the infield, the opposite in the outfield, with Pajis on first base. Connor Phillips with the pitch, high and wide, 2-2.
You know, a couple of Cardinals struggling hitting the breaking ball. Victor Scott's one of them. Jordan Walker's another. And, you know, at times Pajis has a hard time with the breaking ball. I mean, everybody does. And just makes me think of the great Cardinal teacher that we emphasize a lot, George Kissel.
The pitch, that's pulled foul.
One of the things he used to tell us in team meetings all the time, and George was probably in his late 60s, early 70s at the time, he'd say, guys, my wife can hit a fastball. Anybody can hit a fastball. My wife can hit a fastball, but she can't hit the curve. And his point always was, you better learn how to hit the curveball if you're going to be in the big leagues, otherwise they will exploit you.
The 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled off to the left by Donovan, hanging in there on 2-2.
So I've wondered if somebody could open up a business where the guy just throws curveballs for a living, and you could just have him take batting practice all winter against curveballs and sliders. Don't worry about fastballs. You can hit those. I wonder if guys would get better if they spent more time doing that.
From the stretch, the pitch. Donovan checks his swing, and he takes low. 3-2 on Donnie.
By the way, I'm pretty sure my wife cannot hit a fastball. She can ride a horse, but she can't hit a fastball.
The 3-2, ball 4 up and away, and Donovan is on with a 1-out walk. 2 on with 1 out for Mason Wynn. Phillips had Donovan at 2 strikes and then let him get away. A lot of traffic on the bases tonight for the Cardinals.
And a lot of gifts from Cincinnati here late. 4 walks and a hit by pitch since the 7th inning.
Well, the Reds lost to Minnesota 12-5 yesterday, but they've won 9 of their last 12. The Cardinals have won 3 in a row and 4 out of the last 5. From the stretch, Phillips with the pitch. Wynn takes a slider, strike 1.
Cardinals have really played the Reds well in this ballpark since 2006. In fact, the last time the Reds won a series at Busch Stadium was 2006. That's a long time.
That's when the park opened.
Exactly.
The pitch, a swing and a foul in and out of Trevino's mitt, 0-2.
And since that year, the Cardinals are 159 against the Reds here in this ballpark. That's pretty significant.
Taking a walk off the mound, Connor Phillips. Phillips has thrown 16 pitches. He's given up a single, a strikeout, a walk, and now 0-2 on Mason Wynn, who has a pair of hits tonight. He has a double, a single, a run scored, and a run batted in. 6-1 Cardinals with 2 on. The runners lead at first and second. Mason Wynn takes in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cardinals have made the Reds pitchers throw a lot of pitches.
Sure have.
Singer 102 in 6 innings. This would be something if the Cardinals beat Singer again. That would be 2 losses for Singer against the Cardinals, where he gave up only 1 hit in each game. Or where he gave up just 1 run, I should say.
Yeah.
And not that many hits, a total of 6. There's a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Wynn strikes out. Singer was the losing pitcher in late April. 2 hits, 1 earned run, and gave up a home run to Mason Wynn. 4 hits, 1 earned run tonight. But he's on the downside of this 6-1 game. Phillips will go after Alec Burleson. Like to see him get into one. Burleson is 1 out of 3. He swings, fouling the first pitch out of play. That's in the upper tank up there, Souvenir.
I just heard that knock sound.
Yes, that was a knock.
That was a knock, but it wasn't really a hit.
Working from the stretch, Phillips pitches. Up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. We have 2 more games to go in this series, both at 1:15 tomorrow and Sunday. The runners lead at first and second. The 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. Burleson hits it high, and he hits it deep to center field, and it is going to be caught in front of the wall by Friedel. He gave it a ride, but not long enough. The Cardinals stranded 2. Well, let's hold them and go home. Or in fact, let's enjoy the concert, then go home.
There you go.
As the Cardinals
GatewayArch.com.
Hey Cardinals fans, Brendan Donovan here. Nothing beats the feeling of being safe at home, both on and off the field. That's why I've teamed up with Ameren to share some key electrical safety tips to protect your home team. Start by installing GFCI outlets in kitchens and bathrooms. They're like your home's Gold Glove defenders, stopping electrical hazards before they happen. Next, make sure your plugs fit snugly in their outlets. For more ways to stay safe at home, visit ameren.com/safety.
The Cards on 104.1 FM.
The Cardinals prefer to have Ellie De La Cruz batting right-handed. He's a switch batter, so he'll bat right-handed against Jojo Romero. Got the last 2 outs of the 8th inning. Romero's pitch right there in the inside half of the plate. 1 strike the count. Working out the stretch with nobody on, JoJo deals. That's a slider and a strike called. It's 0-2.
Riley O'Brien, I would suspect, would come in to face the next couple of batters, both who hit from the right side.
2 strikes to count. JoJo is ready. Now he decides to step off. And Pajes steps out in front of the plate.
He was trying to keep that from being. He was trying to say that he stepped out before that, so it wasn't counted as a ball, but it is. It's a pitch clock violation.
The pitch, and that's a strike called. De La Cruz gets the ring up. 1 down. And here comes the Cardinal manager. He'll bring in O'Brien. This pitching change is brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill. We will be back.
It's the final days of Ford's employee pricing at Offenburg Ford in O'Fallon and Belleville. Your final days to literally pay what Ford employees pay when you purchase a new Ford vehicle. In fact, with Offenburg Ford's aggressive market pricing and Ford's employee pricing,
Pavers. Mike, we expected action, and today has not disappointed.
And it looks like Dad 1 is going to his closer with delivery service.
With that, we'll take a commercial break to remind our listeners nobody has all your bases covered for the yard like Joe's Market Basket.
Red Bird Radio, KMOX.
Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for all the information. Tyler Stevenson is the batter facing Riley O'Brien, a 30-year-old. Born in Seattle, Washington. The College of Idaho is where he pitched his college ball. And his first pitch is taken for a ball.
At 100 miles an hour. He is rushing it up there. He could be a real force for the Cardinals.
Number 55 deals, and that's outside. That was at 97, 2-0. A fly out, ground out, and a ground ball double play for Stevenson tonight. The Reds have 2 outs to work with. The Cardinals lead 6-1 with the Reds batting in their half of the ninth. Fastball on the outside corner, called a ball.
The first one had even better, more of the plate than that. He's missing so many pitches tonight. Count should be 1-2, but it's not.
It's 3-0. O'Brien with the pitch, and he stopped in mid-pitch. And that is ball 4. That's a violation.
He caught a cleat and on his delivery and started to stumble. He's done that before. He has a severe kind of cross-throwing motion. I mean, he has his back to home plate, and he kind of goes from the third base side of the rubber, and he comes from behind the right-handed batter. And, sometimes you just land funny, and he did there.
So a runner at first, steers the batter. A double play ends the game, and the pitch, that's a strike called, 97 at the knees. Steers 0 for 3, line out, ground out, strikeout. And Steers grounded into 6 double plays. Riley O'Brien checks on first base from the belt. Now the pitch. And that is a check swing. And it is a swing, according to C.B. Buckner. Sounded like the ball nicked the bat into the glove. But it's 0-2 on the appeal. Strike 2 is called.
I'm glad they asked.
Steer is 4 out of his last 10. He has hit 6 home runs. He hit 20 last year. Right-hander against right-hander. Riley O'Brien looks to first from the stretch. The pitch on the way. Outside, big slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Santiago Espinal batted for Will Benson. Got a base hit and scored on an error in the 8th inning for the Reds. Their only run. He's waiting on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Outside corner and a delayed call, strike 3 by Dan Iasanya. That took a while.
He's been undecided about that particular pitch, and that was a strike, but not even as good as the other two. At 99, sinker, and he just kept earning that pitch on the outer half and finally gave it to him.
Now the Reds are down to their last out with Espinal up for the second time. A lead at first base for Stevenson. Burleson plays behind him. The pitch is fouled off the screen above the Cardinal dugout. The Cardinals split the 4-game series in Cincinnati, losing the first game, winning a doubleheader, and then losing the last game. That was at the end of April into May. The Cardinal fans get behind Riley O'Brien. The pitch. Strike call. The Reds are down to their last strike. Andre Palante is the pitcher of record on the upside. Brady Singer on the downside.
Great crowd tonight.
From the stretch, the pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The fans are standing at Busch Stadium, rallying behind Riley O'Brien and the Cardinals, as the Cardinals are trying to win their 4th straight and their 5th in the last 6 games.
35,000 plus here tonight. Love it.
Santiago Espinal with a count of 1-2. Riley O'Brien brings it in. Outside ball 2, 2-2. The Cardinals are trying to pick up a game on the Chicago Cubs, who lost today to Seattle. The pitch is swung on and fouled out of play, and that goes to our level way down the right field line, with the count holding at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The runner at first base is Tyler Stevenson. Riley O'Brien with the pitch. A swing and a miss and a Redbird winner. De La Cruz struck out. Stevenson walked, Steer and Espinal out on strikes. And the Cardinals have won 4 in a row. Light it up. The Cardinals beat the Reds tonight 6-1 here in St. Louis.
A terrific victory for the Cardinals. They did a lot of things right, and you begin with Andre Palante, who is putting up zeros in the tremendous heat here at Busch Stadium tonight. But no one seemed to mind here at the ballpark. A huge crowd, 35,000 plus, and the Cardinals finally got the line moving in that 7th inning. The Reds bullpen helped by the walks, the hit by pitch, the error also factored in as the Cardinals take game 1 of this series 6-1.
And we'll talk more about it after this.
Enjoy a game in the proficient.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
The newfangled idea of the time was night games, and teams thought that the shiny material of satin would reflect the stadium lights better. But satin comes with all kinds of issues,